This video is sponsored by Omega Strikers, the new 3v3 game that's essentially the colors of Pokemon Unite, the anime characters of League of Legends, and the gameplay of a skee-ball table. It's actually not sponsored by Omega Strikers, but you know, it could be. I'm looking at you, Odyssey Interactive. Yeah, you. You know what you can do. Overall, big fan, huge fan of Omega Strikers. Big fan of the characters in Omega Strikers. So that's why not go back to my logo roots, because I sure as heck haven't made a logo in like 10 years to show some love for this game. So I will be making logos based on the strikers in Omega Strikers. First character I decided to make a logo for is Juno. This lovable slime girl was kind of obvious for me because we have a color that clashes so well together, like purple and green, turquoise. That's pretty nice, you know? Definitely not because they're a slime and I'm a slime. I'm part slime. Like, that's ridiculous. That's really rude of you to assume that. I'm canceling you on twitter.com. So you better get ready for that. I'm just so disappointed in you. As of every font that I say we do, that we do, that I say that we do, that I say that we do, I say, according to this video right here, that's up there, the card, we went to the website DaFont, where we looked for fonts that would work well for Juno. Yeah, I found nothing, so we forget about DaFont. Forget that. We don't need that website anymore. We're not going to need that this entire video. But if I'm going to talk about it again, we might talk about it again. Who knows? Moving on. Looking at Juno, there was one thing that was clear about Juno, and that was they have an army of loyal slimes at their beck and call. Truly an army fit for a ruler. Only I could wish of such a thing. Only I could wish. So, because of that, now the O is a slime. Let's just find more elements of Juno's design that could be added to the piece. Then I saw this huge honkin' flower that might be a lily because Lily Pichu is the voice actor, but I highly doubt that. So I took 2 minutes. I definitely took 2 minutes, not 2 hours. You're reading too much into this. I took literally 2 minutes to draw this flower. Yeah. Finding the positioning of the flowers were actually pretty hard, so I decided to put that on the side and decided to color the actual font of the logo. So now the Jun is the color of Juno, which obviously was going to be that. We also added a groovy pattern that goes through those as well, and I found it to be really groovy. So now we're in the 80s. I guess Juno's in the 80s. Why did I say the 80s? The 70s. I know my time periods, guys. I know my time periods. I don't know what you're talking about. I know my time periods. Now, finally, the last stretch, we positioned the flowers, moved it, manipulated, duplicated it, all that stuff, all that good stuff, so we can make it less bit of an empty logo here and there, with a bit of a Mary Poppins, if you know what I mean. And I also added a bit of shading on the side. The logo's now done. If anyone has played Omega Strikers or any game with characters for that matter, there's always that one character that people absolutely hate, and I am no exception. X. 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 This character and their stun locking and pummeling and bullying me after school in the parking lot. It's just so... But I digress, you know? He looks cool. Plus, he only has one letter, so I thought it wouldn't be that bad to do as a logo, right? Well, for X, I decided to use the bold font, which is a font that I actually am starting to like. Simple colors, obviously, red, black, and kind of the whitish gray that I found somewhere on his body. Afterwards, the worst began. Let me tell you the story of how I took forever to draw a chain. So, I drew a chain, right? Chains aren't inherently hard. They're pretty fun to make, right? But if you're wrapping it around something so complex, like you want to make multiple chains, and you're wrapping around on an object, it's just gonna take forever, right? It's just gonna take so long, and you waste a bunch of time making this chain. So I was just, and sometimes it doesn't come out right because you gotta turn it in awkward positions, and then you're like, ah! Stop, just stop. I don't want these chains anymore. But then I forgot one thing. I'm a graphic designer today. And you know what graphic designers do? They cheat and try and think lazier. So there's this cool thing on Clip Studio Paint where there's like an asset store, okay? And in the asset store, there's brushes and models and stuff. So looking in the asset store, I typed my assets info on me wanting chains so I can draw it on this character. So I found a cool chain brush. I used that and boom, instant chains. Didn't have to do any work. Smart. Big brain. That's why if you're a graphic designer, remember, try and take shortcuts the most legal way possible. Just a recommendation. Now all I have to do is add the pointy things on the side in reference to his gloves and the luscious recreation of his hair with a tad bit of gradient lighting, and we're pretty much done. There we go. X. So now X mains are eating good today, and it's time for the true ruler of this game. Shrouded in darkness and wind, the bringer of cyberpunk butterflies, the waifu of the highest tier, Era, my main. I couldn't disappoint her, so I knew that I had to bring my A game, so I would never in a million years disappoint my queen. Nothing could go possibly wrong here. I was wrong. I was so wrong. Let's start with a flipping font. I couldn't find a right font that matched Era's style. I was like, how can I find something refined, yet serious, yet Western, yet not Western? I don't know. I couldn't find anything. I did this cool eye thing that was on her hat, you know, that cool eye thing, and I made the A into a hat. It was like pretty cute. So I tried to do the whole flap thing with the hat. No, that didn't work. That didn't work. Erased it. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone now. Heck, making a butterfly took 10,000 years. Making it in the right positioning. I had to literally go into the game, turn Era around, get a reference photo of Era from that game to there, and still it took forever to make a butterfly. I was like, what the flip? These butterflies make 0 sense. It makes 0 sense. It's so hard to figure out what the flip they look like on different angles because they all look the same in different angles. But once I finished the butterflies, then I was like, oh, this place is empty. This is barren. This is absolutely barren. So I tried to make a background. Failure! I couldn't add an outline really. Outlines kind of sucked. They kind of sucked in there. But then I decided, hey, I'm gonna add the hoodie hat. The hoodie hat, you know, the cool hoodie hat Era has. I'm just ranting right now. But then I was like, I have a hat on the A already, but this is already pretty good, so I might as well keep it. And then the gradient of purple was added on the font. That's not important. It's not important. I'm just, whew. Let's just say Era took the longest, and I am not necessarily proud of it. But much like regular art, graphic design has a lot of trial and error, and sometimes it's a miss. Maybe someday we'll return to this challenge and design this again, but for now, this is the final product I came up with my queen Era. Yeah. So if you guys want to see me do more of this with other strikers or other game characters in general, tell me in the comments below. Also, if you want to support the channel, it would help a lot if you can hit the like and subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And also, if you want to see me actually play Omega Strikers or anything in general, I have a second channel now for streaming and gaming. Just click the card or the link down in the description below. Bye-bye! Bye-bye!